Hello, guys, and welcome to the series 2 of our DAX Playbook. Today's class, we want to perform the sum operations. So, I call it the sum operations because we are not going to be talking about functions. We are also going to be looking at two different ways of how to perform sum operations. So, like we've said in our exact class, then that what there's a difference between what you know as functions and formulas. There's a slight difference, actually. There's a slight difference. That whenever we are using the plus, the functions are what? They are the functions are programmed on our Power BI, on our Excel, any tool you are using. We have what has been programmed to what? To do the addition operation. I hope you are getting me. And those are what we call what functions. But whenever we are using that plus, the plus is showing. That's what we tends to refer. That's what we refer to as what as formulas. I hope you get me. So how do we use the plus sign? How do we use the sum functions? We are going to be talking about the two today. So once again, you're welcome back to the class. So in case if you are just joining us, please make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, and please make sure you share the videos. Now, without wasting much of our time, what do we want to do? I said we want to do what? The sum operations today. We want to do the sum operation. Now, how do we perform that? We have two ways of performing that. Before we go there, I don't know, please, from our last class, we talk on what? On filter context and what? And row context. Filter context and row context. I hope you've not forgotten that. So let me quickly brush through that in the next 30 seconds to 1 minute so that what you'll be able to get it. Like I said that what for row context is going to be what is going to give us what value on but row by row, row by row, row by row. But for filter context, the filter context is going to what filter based on what the categories we have what in our specified column. That's how that works. And I will try to show us with that also. So whenever I want to create calculated columns, it works with what? It works with with row context. Sorry. Calculated column works with row context. Why our measures works with what? With filter context. What do we mean? We are going to see that also very soon. Is that clear? So we start without wasting much of our time, let's just quickly get started. Now I said we are going to be looking at two ways of what? Of performing what you know as what you know as some operations. How do you do that? Now the first thing we want to do is this is that what? Now you and I look at this. I want to get the total sales of everything. How do you do that? So for something like this, I want to aggregate. I want to aggregate. Part of what we've talked about is that what if you are trying to aggregate it's advisable for us to use what measures. And in fact, you said the reason why what we are going to be using measures. Exactly. Now we try to use calculated column for you to see how it works, and I'll use measures for you to see how it works. Exactly. So let me come in first. I will create the calculated column first so you be able to get it. Now we want to do the what? Which operation? Don't forget, we are trying to perform the what? The sum operation. Don't forget, please. Sum operation, sum operation, sum operation. Now, how do we go for that? Now, I'm trying to what? Use the sum operation for just the column AB. And I said I want to get total sales. So I will name it column total sales. Just let them like that. Now be equals to now the function we use for this is what we know as what as the sum. The sum is what we use what to perform the what sum operation. So this function has been programmed what to do the operation of what of addition, of plussing. Exactly. So I say I want to get total sales, right? So this is what this is. So I say this, I will close the bracket and say enter. Now you and I, let's see what happened. You see, everything is repeated. What happened? This is as zero context. You see, it's and I've told you that what whenever you want to create column, that's when what you use create calculated column, and it works on what with what you see. If you see everything you are seeing, that what everything is repeated. So this is what we mean by what row context. It's going to what create values for each row by row, row by row, row by row. Exactly. There are still some places where we use this calculated column, but for basic aggregation we don't use that. We use what? We use our measures. Is that clear? Now, don't forget we are still using the first method. So now let me now create a measure now for you to see. New measure for total sales. I'll call that measure total sales. You see, so I'll call it measure total sales. You see it, and that's equals to. You see, equals to sum like this, like sales. Don't forget, as I said that that what we select what column. We not like our example what we are going to be selecting cell. Don't forget. So this like this, close bracket and say enter like this. Now, do you see anything like what measure total sales here? No, it doesn't. And this is why measure is good. Now, what measure is going to do is what? Measure would have performed what? The addition of everything. It has added all the sales for us. It has added everything underground. But the only thing is that what? It's only going to show here. It's not going to be showing here. Exactly. Now, how do we now know what our measure is showing us? Let's come to our Canva. Our report, this is what we call what Canva. This is our report, this is what we call our Canva. So I'll come in with what? Let me come in with metric table. Let me use the metric table. Where is it? This is my measure total sales. Let me increase the size. Now look at it. This it now that what it has gotten what it has done the calculation for us. Now notice that what we're having there is everything that has been repeated here. So for whenever we are dealing with aggregation, it is what it is measure. We make use of what measure. Whenever we are doing with simple aggregation, mix of measure and not calculated column. Exactly. I hope you get me. Now, how does filter context work? This is it. Let me quickly show you that also with this measure we created. So let me just assume let me say I want to bring my country here. Put as well. Now look at how go context works. This is what happened. Look at what our measures are done. This it now is instead of is not going to what break it into what Canada. It's going to filter for Canada, do the sum for everything and what get us the total. It's going to do the same for what for France. Filter everything out and leave only France. Then it's going to sum everything for us. Filter everything out and leave only Germany and what sum it for us. So this one by what filter context. You see that what measures make use of what filter context. Do you see it now? Like what it has do the sum for everything by what by filtering out others whenever it wants to do for a particular country. This is what I mean by what filter context, and this is how our DAX engine works. It's either it's working as it was as raw context or it works as filter context. I hope you get me. Now the second method of what of doing our addition. Now basically most times that is where we use what most times that's where what this our calculated column comes in. So if you want to use calculated column, that is when this one can work. This one cannot work for what? Whenever I want to create measures. Exactly. It's fine for what? Go context. Now I want to create a new column. So this is what I want to do in this my new column. Oh, please guys look. What I want to do is that what I want to add both my gross sales and my sale price. Don't forget, gross sales and my sales price. I will now say gross sales price. Exactly. So gross sales price. Okay. So I'll now say what? Sales price like this. Do you get it? So you don't need to even say you want to be typing financial. Just type the name of that column. It's going to give you what? It's this is sales price. And now put the plus sign. Put the plus sign. Plus what? Plus gross sales. This is then click on enter. Now see what is going to happen. Now you see. This is now this one. For this one, now what do you notice here? For this one, if you notice that what it has performed what row by row, row by row. That means it add both gross sales and it added both sales price and gross sales together to get this. So this you see this one by what row context. You see it performed the operation row by row, row by row. So that's what mean by what row context and what filter context. And we've seen the two ways of what of performing our sum operation. Either what we are using the plus sign or we want to use what the sum functions. All this clear to every one of us. So thanks for watching. We meet in our next class by Wednesday. Do have a nice weekend. So bye.